Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. Is Alexander Volkanovski coming back too soon? He just recently lost to Islam Makhachev. Head kick, got wobbled, got tagged with I think if I remember, it was a left hook. Got dropped, got hit with a few shots. Referee stops it. Volk gets right back into training. And yeah, I'm looking at the polls right now. I put up who wins, and I'm at 75% of you saying Volkanovski. You guys, my pick is Volkanovski also. Why? He's arguably the greatest featherweight of all time. For me, it's either him, Max, or Jose Aldo. Okay, I don't want to get in debate about which one of those three is the greatest of all time at 145. But I hear you guys. He's arguably one of the greatest of all time. Topuria, a great fighter, only 6-0 in UFC. He's got 6 wins in UFC, 6 big wins, 6 very impressive and solid wins. However, he's going up against not just a champ, arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in UFC today, arguably. He's going into his first championship fight against a legend. He did a 5-rounder with Emmett. He looked very, very good against Josh Emmett. He outboxed Josh Emmett. He outkicked Josh Emmett. He outwrestled Josh Emmett. He outwrestled Josh Emmett in round 5. Of course, Josh Emmett was bruised up bad. But Josh Emmett, as we saw in his last fight against Bryce Mitchell, is a KO puncher extraordinaire. And he couldn't hurt Topuria. I'm picking Volk, but I got to tell you guys, I'm really excited about this fight. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about this fight. Because I have a doubt that maybe Volk is coming back too quick after a KO. But even with that doubt, I'm still picking Volk. I'm on the Volk train, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to make a case here for Topuria. Why is it interesting? Because when you come back too fast, too quickly after a knockout, sometimes your pride or your desire for revenge, to redeem yourself, gets the best of you. Nobody around can change your mind. You signed that fight. You get back in training camp. You want to right that wrong that happened to you. But you went in too early, and a heavy puncher like Topuria might capitalize on that. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just trying to give a ray of hope here for Topuria because I'm seeing it 76 to 24% in favor of Volkanovski, which is stunning still because I thought it would be a lot closer. I thought it would be more like 60-40. No, you guys are really like 78. Now we're at 78%. Are choosing Volkanovski. Guys, I really agree with you guys because I think Volk can outstrike him. I think Volk can outcondition him. I think Volk can outgrapple him. I think Volk's ground and pound is too ferocious. I think Volk has way too much 5-round experience. Topuria did a great job in his 5-round fight against Josh Emmett, but still, Volkanovski, we all know, is levels above. I think Volk is going to outkick Topuria. The boxing is going to be close. I give a slight edge in boxing. Mark my words, to Topuria. He's a better puncher. You guys have to watch his fight with Jay Herbert. Topuria fights Jay Herbert. For those of you who missed it, early in the fight, Topuria gets kicked in the face, gets dropped, was out, wakes up. As he lands down on a knee, he wakes up. He kind of like realizes he's fighting. You could see, like, look at his face. He's not even sure what's going on. He tackles Jay Herbert, starts wrestling him, finally brings Jay Herbert down to the ground. Jay Herbert, 6 feet plus tall. Gets back to his feet, knees Topuria. Topuria's mouthpiece flies off. He gets kneed in the face. The mouthpiece came out twice in round 1. One of them was, I think, due to a punch. The other one was right after a knee. The knee just grazed him. Topuria, a short fighter, very similar to Volk, just a touch taller than Volk possibly. Jay Herbert knees Topuria, but grazes him. The mouthpiece comes out. Topuria is not looking good. He lost round 1. No doubt about it. He lost round 1. Comes back in about 1 minute in the second round and lands an incredible KO. Just before that KO, he got tagged by Herbert with a left hook. Took it beautifully on the chin. Landed a beautiful right cross. Knocked out Herbert. Topuria is a dangerous puncher. We all know it. I think he's defensively more skilled and offensively more precise than Volkanovski. So I give a slight edge to boxing for Topuria. Now, overall striking, I'm giving it to Volk. Ground and pound, wrestling, Volk. Durability, Volk. 5-round experience, Volk. Conditioning, Volk. Volk's going to put the work on him. Volk, I think, is stronger. Volk also, in my opinion, from what I see, guys, I don't go by the metrics because I've seen in in UFC when they measure their reach and stuff like that. It's very lax. They don't measure exact. If the fighter does this, they're gonna measure. If the fighter's like, look at the stats. Okay, it varies. Like one day you'll see a fighter 74-inch reach. The next fight he's 76-inch reach. How did he get 2 inches longer? It's just because they don't really, the guy measuring is just kind of doing like a guesstimate. He's not really measuring perfectly. Like in boxing, and when the boxers do it, they're far more meticulous. They want to know exactly what this guy's reach is, and they ask him to stretch his arms out, hold him out. They put him up against the wall. In MMA, I've seen them do it like right before my eyes. Like it's like they just do it kind of quick, and they just kind of they don't ask for the correct angles, and it could change the outcome. In my opinion, that's why I don't go too much by the metrics that they give. Volkanovski is short guy. He's a short guy, 5'6", but longer reach. So I'm even giving Volk the reach advantage. Still, though, I'm super excited for this fight, guys. I'm looking at this poll, 76% for Volkanovski. I thought it would be a lot closer in the chat. Okay, guys, make sure to use level up 50 off. Be sure to get a man's guide to throwing a punch. It is an instructional video on a crash course on how to box, how to develop a boxing routine, how to warm up, how to do your boxing technique, and of course, how to condition. It's a video that also comes with a PDF. Once you click into your video, you're going to see a link under your video. You're going to click on that link. It's going to download the PDF. The PDF is a summary of the techniques and workouts. Make sure to check out A Man's Guide to Throwing a Punch. I show you how to work out if you have a bag, if you don't have a bag, etc. There's a lot of technique. It's a video on how to, hold your shoulders, how to throw a punch, how to throw a jab, how to block, how to shield, even what to do when somebody engages you in the street. If somebody's starting a street fight with you, how to stand, how to shield yourself, how to protect yourself. Quick story on why I came up with this video. I was watching a video of two guys getting into a fight, and they didn't know how to punch each other. They were defenseless. Both of them were just fighting and completely defensive. And I'm like, is there people out there who never did like a boxing routine? Does that exist? Because everybody I know has done boxing. Every single soul I know, almost like everyday people I'm with all the time. Then I realized to myself, yeah, because I'm looking at the world through a bubble, through my bubble. There's so many men out there that don't know how to box. They need a crash course. So make sure to get A Man's Guide to Throwing a Punch. Use level up 50 off. Guys, please make sure, don't forget to punch in that promo code. Don't buy the stuff and then ask for the promo code later and bother my boy working at the Jiu-jitsu club. Okay, please, guys, you have to punch in that promo code. That's your responsibility. Okay, guys, with that said, let's talk about your comments and questions on this fight. I want to cover this fight only. I know there's a lot of good fights on this card. We're going to talk about those fights as well. But let me hear what you guys have to say about this fight. Spartacus, thank you very much. Very, very much. Guys, I want to also give a shout out to my boy Joaquim for this wonderful shirt. He came all the way to Tristar Gym to give me this shirt. This is a Luxembourg shirt. I love this shirt. I'm putting it on tonight just for him. Guys, I love t-shirts, and this is quickly becoming one of my favorites. I just put it on. I love the feel. It's very breathable, and I love the look. Okay, guys, let me know. Over 35-year-old curse. Jeremy MJ, is Volk 35 yet? Hold on, let me see here. How old is Volk right now? He's probably knocking around 35. Let's see here. Yep, 35 years old. I don't know if there's cursed at 35 years old. He does have a lot of miles on him. He's been in a lot of 5-rounders. I'm just hoping that his last fight against Makhachev didn't ring his bell and alter his ability to take a punch. Because let's be honest, Volkanovski, he doesn't have the best defense. He has a great defense, but not the best. Not the best. And he's a sucker for head kick. Now, Topuria doesn't, I don't think I've ever seen Topuria throw a head kick at all. He doesn't kick much. In the Emmett fight, he threw a lot of nice low kicks. But typically, he's not a kicker. So I don't think we have to worry about seeing Volk getting head kicked. He got head kicked by Max Holloway. He got head kicked by Yair. He got head kicked by, of course, Islam Makhachev. He's just the guy who kind of doesn't see the head kick. Topuria doesn't head kick, so it's not really a threat. Ilia hasn't been tested on the ground, but Volk could be susceptible to another KO. That's from Ish. That's very true. I think Volk gets this fight to the ground. I think if he gets him to the ground, Topuria's black belt's not going to matter much. Volk is going to put the pain on him. I just don't see Topuria as, he got a submission on Bryce Mitchell. He worked Bryce Mitchell quite a bit before that. I think on top, Topuria would do well against pretty much anybody, but on the bottom, I just don't feel it. I'd be really surprised if he could pull anything off from the bottom. I was rewatching Ortega's fight with Volk, and it's incredible. That was such a great fight, actually. Volk got out of a full triangle, full guillotine, a tight, I would say a snug anaconda choke attempt, and that full triangle choke, man. Listen, Brian Ortega, they call him T-City. Why? Because he's a triangle genius, and he was in a full triangle with arguably the best triangle guy probably in UFC. And Volk got out, and it's crazy because I was watching the way he got out, and I was like, I gotta try that tomorrow. I'm gonna go in the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna put myself in a triangle, and I'm gonna try that weird escape. It's like the totally wrong escape, but sometimes like people do something totally wrong, and it's actually a new way. We realize that, hey, you know what? The guy did it by accident, but he figured out a new way to get out. I don't know what it is, but the way he got out of that triangle makes no sense. But after watching it again, I was like, wait a second. It's not crazy. It's not that crazy. He kind of fell over into the side and kind of wedged his head out. It's really weird. I got to try it tomorrow. Ilia is vicious, but I'm not sure he can get past Volk. That's from Charles. Charles, I totally agree. 6 fights in the UFC. He's got 6 wins, 6 impressive wins. Still, man, Volk is a tall order. It might be a little early for him. Ilia toyed with Bryce on the ground. Little Roy, what do you mean? That's from Ish. I totally agree. He, on top, I totally trust Topuria's jiu-jitsu, ground and pound. I think, he's on top. He's going to do well. On the bottom, underneath Volk, nobody's done well. I mean, just the best you can do is get up. I've never felt that. Okay, Ortega did well. Ortega put him in a full triangle, the best triangle guy in the game, and he couldn't finish it. It's just, if Ortega can't get anything going off on his back, I mean, if Ortega can get to his best position on his back, his nickname is T-City, Triangle City, because he just loves triangle chokes. Topuria is not known for his subs, so if Topuria gets on his back, I just don't see anything happening for him. Ilia has fought no one for people to think he beats Volk. LOL. That's from Roberto. That's not true. He's had a lot of tough fights. Look, he beat Josh Emmett. Okay, so Josh Emmett is a very big name. He didn't get hurt by Josh Emmett. The fight was very one-sided. He dominated all 5 rounds. I didn't give any rounds to Emmett, even though Emmett had some closer rounds, but still, he dominated Emmett completely, and that's no easy task. Will it go the distance? I don't think so. I think if we see classic Volk is going to finish it. I feel like Topuria will have difficulty taking Volk down on the feet. Volk has too many weapons and strategic ways to win. I feel Ilia has one way to win and Volk has many. I totally agree. I don't think Topuria can take Volk down. If he shoots in Volk's legs, he's going to get stuffed. He's going to get crushed. That's a huge mistake. Trying to take Volk down, I think, would be a huge mistake.